It's a really complicated question, the way you asked it, because this is Bandidos de Páramo. Bandidos de Páramo is a collaboration brew pub between two different breweries in Quito, Ecuador. You have Bandido Brewing, which is my brewery, and we make up 50% of Bandidos de Páramo. Our brewery is located in the Quito Old Town, and we've been open for 5 years now. We brew beers that are in a style of the US, and so we brew hoppy beers like IPAs, pale ales, and we also brew American stouts, American amber ales, and a few others. They're just kind of more of the American style. Páramo is located in the valley in Puembo, and it has also been open for about 4 years, and they brew a German style beer. So they brew Weiss beers, lagers, and alt beers, and all those types of old classic German style beers. So we came together to open a brew pub together and named it Bandidos de Páramo. Bandidos de Páramo has existed for 2 years, and we have 2 locations. One is in Wimper in the barrio of La Paz, and the other one is here in the Foch. And the Foch is our second location. Bandido Brewing originally opened in 2013, and it was because my business partner and myself came from the US, and we saw that there was no American style craft beer around. There was 2 other brew pubs that were open at this time, but they brewed in an English style and more of a German style. And so we decided that we wanted to start brewing beers from our homeland, which were IPAs, stouts, and pale ales. And so we decided to open up. The most important thing to consider when making craft beer is that you need to make good beer, but you also need to make beer that is drinkable by the consumer, by the client. So I can make a crazy beer with dandelions and cinnamon and chili peppers if I want, but if the consumer isn't going to drink it, it's not a good beer. So you got to make a good beer that the consumer likes, that they'll drink, and that they'll come back and drink again and again and again. But you also need to make a beer that is quality, that it's not sour, it's not infected, and that is enjoyable. So the most important part for us is to create quality and to continue to create quality beers. We faced a ton of different challenges when Bandido Brewing first started in 2013. Some of them were legally, because at that time, the definition of a brewery or a brew pub did not exist in Ecuador. So through a lot of work and lobbying with other breweries, we were able to change the law and create a designation and zoning for breweries. We also had to fight against a culture which was not aware of what craft beer was. They were used to just drinking light lagers like a Pilsner or a Heineken or a Budweiser. And when we opened, we had IPAs, we had stouts. We had these beers that were big and bold and full of flavor. And the market base wasn't used to that yet. So it took us some time to build that market and build a clientele base that enjoyed our beers and would drink something that was different than just Budweiser. Other than that, we had all the same problems that any other business faces. Everything from the economy to taxes to anything and everything having to do with the government.